Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Worst Guitar Pedals Ever. I'm going to be your host, Lucas, and today we have an infamous pedal in this series, and it is going to be the Boss Metalcore. Now, if you played Metalcore in the 2000s, you probably had this pedal. This pedal company, what the hell did you say? If you put this pedal with an EMG powered LTD Eclipse, you were metalcore as hell. I actually never owned one of these growing up. I don't know why. I didn't really own a whole lot of pedals growing up, but pretty much all of my friends own this pedal, and it doesn't really have, that big of a track record of being that great. This one is actually in fantastic shape, though. I got it off of eBay. The back is very nice, has it rubber on it. It isn't really chipped anywhere. For the actual controls, you have level, low, high, and distortion. Kind of sad they didn't give you a MIDI control, which is kind of stupid. They could have did like they did on the Metal Zone and kind of give you, some tweaks in there. I guess they didn't want to do that. Besides that, your typical Boss pedal. So guys, let's plug this bad boy up, see what it sounds like. Got the Metalcore all plugged up. Let's check out what our clean sound sounds like. Nice and beautiful clean sound. Gonna kick on the Metalcore. Ooh, it's already feisty. And everything is all up at noon. It kind of sounds like there is a lot of low end going on in it. Let me see if I can kind of adjust that. Right there sounds about good, because I find if you it goes kind of insane. Honestly, when you hit noon, it goes kind of insane past there. Let's check out the highs. It kind of have a little bit of fizziness going on. Let's check that out. There doesn't seem to be all that much movement going from roughly right around noon to like 10 and 1. There doesn't seem to be very much movement there. Let me mess with the distortion a little bit. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because I find like the distortion, it gets kind of hairy the more we crank it. Let me crank it. I'm trying to get it to where you can see me. You can, on the pedal cam that is. See, this right around here is where around 3 o'clock where it starts to go crazy. Yeah, right around there where it sounds really good. Okay, let's see what it sounds like. Still sounds a little boomy. Let me see if I can take some of that bass out. Bass, it sounds good right about there. It's like the bass annoys me because it's like it gets to be too much too fast. think this is probably gonna be the best sound that we're gonna get out of it. Let's crank some stuff. Let's crank the highs. Excuse me, the distortion, not the highs. Highs are right next to the distortion. Kind of becomes a mess if you crank the distortion up past where we had it. Mess with the highs. Yeah, highs get crazy right on there. Sort of gets into like a horrible HM2 zone, or like metal zone type of horrible zone. Guys, how about we just crank it? Oh God. Ooh, that's gonna be loud. That is gonna be loud. We're gonna crank everything up because that's what we do here on Worst Guitar Pedals Ever, is we crank it loud. This thing like goes into like a horrible HM2 zone category when like you crank it. It's like the low end is just way too much in this pedal. Got it hooked up in the effects loop. See what it sounds like. As you can hear, it definitely needs more highs. The crappy high EQ actually comes in handy here. Distortion down, lows definitely need to come down. I think it's about as good as I'm gonna get. Alright, in the loop, we're gonna crank everything because we're insane and we want to hear what it sounds like wide open. You probably already know what it's gonna sound like. Alright, I can't take much more of that. In the recording, it's like a cheese block. It's literally like... It's a little bit better if we take all that god nasty low end out. Alright guys, that is gonna end it for the playing demo portion of the Metalcore. Now let's wrap things up and get our final thoughts on the Boss Metalcore. So what are my final thoughts on the Boss Metalcore? It didn't sound half bad when we were in front of the amp and we were tweaking it. I find the low end gets crazy on it. I wish it had a mid knob so you can control that. It's kind of one-dimensional. You definitely have to put the distortion down on it because I find it's kind of useless. It gets out of hand very fast. So once you do that, you can get a very decent sound out of it. If you put it in an effects loop, I know it's not meant to be in the effects loop, but I just wanted to test it there. I didn't like it in effects loop at all. I found it struggled in there. So ladies and gentlemen, is this one of the worst pedals ever? I'm gonna have to go with yes, but hear me out. I know a lot of you guys like this pedal, but the reason I'm gonna definitely say it's one of the worst pedals ever is because it kind of doesn't do metalcore that well. It doesn't give me enough features to kind of design, you know, the perfect metalcore sound. In my opinion, I don't like that it doesn't have a mid knob on it, and it's very one-dimensional. Like I said before, once you kind of get that tone in, that's it. And you can kind of, you know, you can crank up the distortion a little more if you want a little bit more bite. But I don't know, this thing sort of hit the mark on metalcore. I think it was just, you know, trying to go in for guys who kind of wanted to get that big metalcore sound, but they didn't really want to spend a whole lot of money on it. Did they succeed? I'm sure they did, because I'm sure they sold a crap ton of these pedals whenever it first came out. But as for me, I'm gonna have to say it is one of the worst pedals ever. I mean, I love the finish on it. I love the little sparkly black, like galaxy looking finish on it. I think that's really cool about it. But enough about me. I know a lot of you guys like this pedal. Tell me, how did you get good sounds out of it? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's streaming, I have to be out. Peace.